Alright, Shalom. First, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham Yahushai, Bahasham Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the elect. I just wanted to go into this this quick lesson, too laggy or too choppy. Alright, I can already see the connection is fluctuating. Alright, so just let me know if it's too lag. Alright, if the lag is too much. Alright, and I'll see what I can do about it, because Satan is always trying to jump in there and trying to mess with things. Alright, but I just wanted to go into this titled the Leopard Skin Israelites. Alright, and reason I titled it that, alright, is because I was looking at this whole I guess today is Eid, or whatever they want to call it, alright, that these Muslims celebrate, and you'll be going, and I guess it's not as big as the other one they had after Ramadan, but you see these Israelites dressed up in that in their I guess you could call it Muslim garb, Muslim garments, whatever you want to call it. And I'm looking at them and I'm like, a lot of them, all right, in the world, they're a bunch of wicked ass people, a lot of them. But on that day, all right, they all dress all nice. You got a lot of the women, they cover their hair, they actually cover their head. They dress all nice. Look, you see them, you think, oh, look, they no. All right, that's where I got the idea, all right, for that leopard skin Israelites. All right, shalom. Let me know if the audio is coming in clear. All right, because it looks, from what I'm seeing here, it looks like the server is not too strong. But just let me know if you can hear me clearly. All right, but continuing on. So I'm looking at it, I'm like, yo. And it was the same thing when I was back in high school. All right, you had certain people when the time of Eid comes, all right, or Ramadan or whatever, they put on this whole coat, all right, as if they're a bunch of good old holy people, all right. But when you go into it, the same old wickedness, all right, that they were doing before, okay. And then you look at them and you're like, yo, hold up. On this day, you were acting all like you holy, acting all like you were, you're this good old individual, this relating to their religion. All right, come to find out that this is what you really like. And that's why this truth, the Lord made it to where, all right, the Lord said what? They that worship me must worship me in spirit and in truth. Okay. Now I have one precept here on deck. I didn't really plan any precepts, so I guess it'll be more of a commentary through the spirit. And whatever precepts brothers put on the comment board, or whatever precepts the spirit hits me with, all right, I'll go into that, and then we'll carry on the lesson from there. All right, but basically the message being leopard skin Israelites, because you have Israelites now. A leopard, when you look at a leopard, it has those spots on it, all right, to help it camouflage into its environment. And you have certain Israelites that come in this truth. They'll get the garment, they'll grow the beard, they'll try to play the part, okay, and they'll try to camouflage themselves in here. But the thing about it is, you can try doing that in other groups. You can try doing that in these other camps that don't teach the full correct doctrine. But when you teaching the true doctrine, guess what? The Lord will spew you out. Some way, somehow, the Lord will put a situation that'll arise, and He will boot you out, because this truth isn't for leopard skin Israelites. All right, you can't try to blend in with the true men of the Lord. Some way, somehow, the Lord will reveal it. If it's not now, it'll be when all hell breaks loose. It'll be in the time when your true colors show. All right, when your leopard camouflage washes off. All right, and people find out that that's not the actual skin. That's just a camouflage you put on. All right, the Most High set it up that way because, hey, you can, like I said, you can look at these Muslims for an example. If the Most High were to put it to where this truth was plain and clear, all right, and anybody could just come in and get it, and everybody knew when the day of judgment would be, they do the same thing they do on Eid, or the same thing they do for Ramadan. All right, they'll do their wickedness, and then when the time comes, all right, right before Ramadan or right before Eid, oh, they change, they say their prayers. I guess they do their repenting, whatever they do. All right, and then they throw on their garbs, dress all nice, and then they come out like they're a bunch of good people. That's what Jake would do with this truth. They throw on the garments. All right, they get ready as if they've been doing all holiness, all right, until at Yahushai's coming, okay, at Yahushai's appearance, when it's not so. It says, for the time has come that judgment must begin at the house of the Most High. Man, you know what, boy, this whole chapter is actually pretty good. So you know, let me start at verse 11. Any man minister, let him do it as of the ability which the Most High giveth. So when we push out these videos or we teach, we do it according to the ability the Lord has given us. You have certain brothers that can go live every day. Certain brothers do 2-3 videos a day. Certain, we push it. Apostle Tahar gave that order, and that's basically been the vibration of trying to do more videos. Okay, now it's understandable. We don't all have the same spirit. Certain brothers might be able to do more than others. All right, but if you can do, let's say the Lord is giving you the spirit to do 3 videos a week, well, guess what? That's the standard the Lord is going to hold you up to. All right, as opposed to another brother. So we teach, as the scripture said, let him do it as of the ability which the Most High giveth. So you do it according to the ability the Most High has given you. All right, and hey, it's understandable the Most High has given us each a certain portion, but you can always pray for more. You can always pray for a spirit to do more videos. You can always pray for, the spirit to study more or the spirit to grow. Man, the Most High, Yahweh, all right, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, are going to allow that to come through because it's furthering this ministry. If you pray for more knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, or you pray to be on a higher level in the spirit so that you can edify or so that you can teach, all right, and wake up more people or feed the sheep in a more amazing way, all right, not for your own vain glory, but for the edifying of the body, the Most High would do it because what? It's furthering his will. All right, but if you praying and in your heart you want to do it just because you want to be seen, then the Most High is not going to give you that. Now, given, like I said, we've all been given a certain measure of the faith of the spirit. All right, blocks that for you. All right, but let's keep going. It says, I'll read it again. 1 Peter 4:11. If any man speak, let him speak as the oracles of the Most High. If any man minister, let him do it as of the ability which the Most High giveth, that the Most High in all things may be glorified through Yahweh Shai HaMashiach. All right, to whom be praise and dominion forever and ever. So when we do these works, we don't do it for our glorification. We do it for the glorification of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. All right. So guess what, man? That's why you might do a beautiful lesson, all right, or you might do a video that really hits the spirit, okay, brothers, or exhorts brothers or boosts brothers' faith, all right. And brothers might say, hey, yo, that was a good video, or that was an amazing video, all right. But you don't let that get to your head, all right, as to what you feel as though it is of you. No, it's of the Most High. That's why we say all praises to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, or Thawada Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Glad we were able to edify you. Why? Because even us speaking, like for example, I'm speaking right now, but what's really going on is I'm being used as a vessel to communicate from the spirit to those that are watching. All right, and this is a precept for that. This is Matthew chapter 10, verse 20. It says, for it is not ye that speak, but the Spirit of your Father which speaketh in you. Okay, and that goes through a filtration process. All right, it starts from we speak it. Okay, so it is not us that are speaking, but it is the Spirit that's speaking through us. Okay, so sometimes you might have a specific title for a lesson, or sometimes you might start off talking about something, and next thing you know, you're going somewhere else. Why? Because you're not the one directing it. The Spirit is directing you. All right. So let's go back. 1 Peter chapter 4, verse 15. It says, for so is the will of the Most High, that with well-doing ye may put to silence the ignorance of fools. There's a newcomer. He comes into the truth, or he comes into the faith, and he watches different groups. And all he hears in these different groups is them talking smack or talking shit about GMS, all right, or the elders or certain brothers. And that's all their constantly. They're throwing subs, or they're trying to get at them. Guess what? This person now says, okay, who is this GMS, or who is this Apostle Tahar, or who is this brother that they keep on trying to demonize or whatever? Out of curiosity, they might look it up, and then they're seeing the works that brothers are doing. They're seeing the videos, they're seeing the street speaking, They might listen to a couple of videos, and then they'll say, hold on. Then they start to look. They're looking through the videos to see where is the video that's going to show me why this person is talking shit about you. And as they're scrolling, all they're seeing is what? You're doing the works. All right? There's nothing, all right, or no particular reason, all right, concerning your actions that's causing somebody else to speak bad about you. So if the Spirit is dealing with this individual, okay, and then eventually that person will get put to shame, because it'll come out that you're not speaking evil about these men because of what they're doing. You're not speaking evil about these men because they're evil. You're doing it out of spite, or you're doing it because maybe you're emotional about something. So that's why it says what? For so is the will of the Most High, that with well-doing, okay, being blameless, all right, ye may put to silence the ignorance of foolish men. All right, and a part of that ignorance is slandering, all right, and you know, instead of edifying, just constantly talking about somebody else like a woman. So with your well-doing, you won't give them a cause. The audience from the outside will look at it and say, hold on, why, you know, this person is being ridiculous. Talk about the Bible was written by a man, and the Bible it has been changed and tempered with, and has all this, that, and the third. And then you ask them, okay, where? Show me where, give me the proof. And then they're silent. Actually read it and found something, because we're very prudent. We look into everything. So they're not saying that because of that. They're saying that because they're being ignorant. All right, Salakia, let me set this real. All right, Salakia, what I'll do is, because I think what's going on is my phone, because it often overheats. So I'll just turn the AC up a little so that it won't overheat. All right, and I just have to hold it like this for a little while, but you know, it's all good. All right, so continuing, verse 16. 1 Peter 2:16, it says, as free and not using your liberty for a cloak of maliciousness, but as the servants of God. Why? Because there's certain things, all right, that we understand in the Spirit. Okay, so you know, we're able to don't let your liberty in your house, don't let that become a stumbling block unto those that are new coming in. All right. For example, I'll give you an example. You might have a new brother that comes in, and of course, the brother knows that on the Sabbath you're not supposed to buy and sell, you're not supposed to cook, you're not supposed to do those kind of things. All right. But then here it is, you, all right, being maybe a father, all right, you got children, and there's something comes up where your job, for example, they call you in, they say, look, we need you to work this shift, you can't take off, or you know, we might fire you, or we might replace you. Then you got to, all right. These are things we understand through the Spirit, the law. That's why Yahushua is so important, because if we were under the law, you would be put to death for something like that. But through Yahushua, we have that liberty to where if you were sick, you could buy medicine on the Sabbath. All right, even though it's the Sabbath, the Lord understands that we're not in that position, all right, to keep it perfectly. So He would cover that. We have the grace. Okay. Now, you knowing that, there might be a younger brother who might not understand that per se. Now, if you don't need, all right, if you don't need to go and buy something in the store, especially don't do it right in front of the younger brother, because he's going to look at you like you're a hypocrite. He's going to look at you and say, hold on, I thought you said we're not, but you just walked into that store and bought something, knowing that it's the Sabbath. So I don't understand what's going on. Sometimes, hey, when you first come into this truth, man, you got to grow to a certain level in the Spirit to understand certain things. All right? So that's why it's saying, all right, and I'm referring back to what Paul was saying, that what, knowing you, all right, and you know that he might not be as strong in the faith if he's just new coming, yo, you don't got to do whatever it is, you know, find another time, you know, or find another way. But going on, I'm going to read verse 16 again. It says, as free and not using your liberty for a cloak of maliciousness, but as the servants of God. All right, Salaki, let me put this on charge real quick. Yeah, I gotta see my fingers real quick to lock. All right, but it says, not using your liberty as a cloak of maliciousness, but as servants of God. So maybe on one time on the Sabbath, right, you had to buy food because you didn't prepare. Don't go and say, because I had the liberty to do that, next time I don't have to prepare last time. Understanding that the circumstances are different. Understanding that last time you were put in a position where you had to do it, so the Lord understands. But this time you're saying, I have the ability to prepare before. I don't have to buy food on the Sabbath, but at one point you needed it, so the Lord covered you. Now you're trying to say that what? I'm just going to do it because I want to. All right, the brother GMS 12 Tribes Cleveland Vengeance put a precept on here. Let me see. Galatians 5 and 4. Hamashiach is become of no effect unto you. Whosoever of you are justified by the law, ye are fallen from grace. Exactly. So you want to push the law, the law, the law. It's funny how the spirit works. I started with leopard skin Israelites, and look where we at. But like I said, it's all the spirit, so you flow with it. You're going to push the law until it comes to a point where you're put in a position where you have to break the law, okay? But if not, you're going to be put in a worse position. Guess what? Being that you don't want to be under Yahushua, you won't have the liberty to do that. Because you want to do the law, the law, the law. Under the law, you'd be put to death right away. But under Yahushua, you have that grace and mercy to where you can go and Yahushua say, you know what? I understand the circumstances, so you know what? I'll forgive you. All right? That's like a late policy. But it's not my fault. I left my house 2 hours extra early, but transportation, the train broke down, the train got into an accident, something like that, right? They're going to tell you, okay? But when you're dealing with Yahushua, that's if you went to work and you explained the circumstances and you had a reasonable excuse, all right? Literally, I had no power over it. The train stopped. I had no signal. I couldn't call, and I was stuck in there. I couldn't get out. I couldn't do anything. And that's why I'm late. And so your boss says, you know what? All right, that's something you couldn't control. You a good worker. We'll give you that. You know, you could do that. You know what? We'll keep you. All right, just try to find another way. So just in case something like that happens again, that is grace through Yahushua. All right, that's how that analogy is showing you the law and then Yahushua. Okay, that's the reason the Lord had Yahushua come die on the cross for us, because the Lord knew from the period of Yahushua's death until our deliverance, if we were back to being under the law, we would end up in the same position we were in, which caused Yahushua to have to come and die for us. All right, so he put us under Yahushua so that we could have that liberty, knowing, okay, as a matter of fact, another precept, beautiful, GMS 12 Tribes, Cleveland Vengeance, 1 Corinthians 10 and 23, all things are lawful for me, but all things are not expedient. All things are lawful for me, but all things edify not. You see? So sometimes you gotta understand that yes, it's lawful. Yes, you can do it, but is it edifying? Should you do it? Does it make sense to do it? You know? Oh, brothers, it's lawful. It's lawful. Hey, for example, one of the elder brothers in Dallas, I believe it was the elder brother Ariella. He did a video going into sober up. All right, literally. Okay. And he was saying, look, man, it's not, you know what I'm saying? The scriptures don't condemn drinking. You could drink. It's not going against the law. But is it expedient to be drinking every day at 9 in the morning? You know, is it expedient to drink before going to work? Is it expedient to drink before going to camp? You know, or drink before, doing something where you got to have your full mind there to do it. Yes, it's lawful. You could drink, but is it wise to do that? You see, there's a difference between what's right and wrong and what's smart, okay? Sometimes brothers confuse the two and say, well, just because it's right, don't abuse it. Yes, it's right, but there's a balance to everything. Yourself in a worse position because you're not using wisdom, okay? So let's keep going. Hey, it looks like I might just end it off in this chapter, all right? Using your liberty for a cloak of maliciousness, but as servants of the Most High. Honor all men, love the brotherhood, fear the Most High, honor the King. Okay? Why? Because honoring all men is going to come back and help you out. Okay? If you, for example, if you're in, they'll be there to deliver you. Trust me. Yes, there's some people who they have children, all right, or some kids who have mothers and fathers, but their mothers and fathers, all right, do not treat them like that. They disown them because they don't honor them. Okay? It says, love the brotherhood. Why? Because there's going to come a time, which, matter of fact, we in that time where nobody's going to be there for you if not brothers. You don't love the brotherhood, why would the brotherhood love you? Okay? And in your time of need, who's going to be there for you? The scriptures already said, because look, when you came into the truth, you betrayed the world. You left the world. All right? And you came into this truth, and the Lord gave us a brotherhood. Okay? So if you don't love that brotherhood, who are you going to go to? The world doesn't understand you, and they're not going to be there for you. But now you just left the brotherhood, so who are you going to go to? It says, fear the Most High. Hebrews 10:31 is a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living power. Fear the Most High, because if you fear the Most High, you're going to have wisdom. Okay? You're going to know how to move. All right? You're going to understand everything, because the fear of the Lord is the beginning of all of it. All right? If you fear the Lord, you're going to listen to his prophets. If you listen to his prophets, you're going to learn more about the Lord. You learn more about the Lord, you're going to learn how to just then least to that. And then when you do that, they're talking about you got them seen. You see something you shouldn't have seen, they come after you. They come after you, fake your death, you living a new life, now your name is Tom Brady and I don't know, you're doing something. Basically, the point is, guess what? You fear the Most High is going to lead to you repenting and basically living a better life. It's going to come to your benefit. All right? It says, honor the king. All right? If you want to go there, you want to go there and talk about, hey, that's why Yahushua said, render unto Caesar what is Caesar's. All right? Because you want to go there and talk, I'm an Israelite, I don't got to honor you, you under me. Guess what? Your ass will be in a dungeon somewhere. And I'm talking about in the ancient world. All right? Because even King David, before the king of Gath, he used wisdom. All right? Chose me over King Saul, but obviously, I'm not in a position right now to come and flex my power, okay, or the position the Lord gave me, so I gotta use wisdom. So he based himself and played as if he was a madman, okay, to escape that position he was in. Going on, verse 18, servants, be subject to your masters with all fear, not only to the good. All right, if it says be subject to those that are over you, it doesn't mean that the brother says, yo, lay down and let me put my feet on you as a footrest, and you're just gonna do it. No. All right, it's meaning you show them respect. All right, and you are obedient unto them. At the end of the day, we're all right. You're your own man. You know, the next man can't tell you what to do. They can give you advice. Okay, they can say, oh, I wouldn't do that, or why don't you do it this way instead? But ultimately, you're gonna do what you're gonna do, whether you take that advice or not. The brother can't physically grab you and say, I said do this, so you gonna do it. You know, he can't do that. We're not tyrants. Okay, but you be subject. Why? You listen because that brother has been in your shoes before. Okay, so in order for that brother to be at that level where he's on, all right, he went through what you went through. He's been in certain positions where he's gained experience, all right, to where he can give you advice. He can tell you a thing or two, and it would benefit you to listen. Okay, it says verse 19, for this, and it's all going to tie back into the title of the lesson when I get to the verse 24. All right, verse 19, it says, for this is thankworthy if a man for conscience toward the Most High endure grief, suffering wrongfully. All right, it says with conscience towards the Most High. Why? Because you'll suffer wrongfully if you know in your mind the Most High. Stephen, for example, Stephen was put to death wrongfully. All right, he didn't go commit adultery. He didn't murder somebody, but they put him to death because he was preaching righteousness. All right, and he suffered it because he had conscience towards the Most High. He was looking up at Yahushua, and he understood. Trying to justify yourself, you might be in the right, but everybody else is looking at you like you were in the wrong. And if you try to justify yourself, it'll seem as though you're coming out of order. So in that sense, you know what, you humble down, you bite your tongue, all right? And even though you know you're right, all right, or even though you might be right, having that conscience towards the Most High and having that calmness, knowing that the Most High knows you're right and the Most High is above all. So if he knows that you're innocent, then you'll endure wrongfully, you'll suffer wrongfully, because at the end of the day, the Most High will some way, somehow clear your name, or he'll deliver you. All right? Verse 20, for what glory is it if when ye be buffeted for your faults, ye shall take it patiently? It says, but if when ye do well and suffer for it, ye take it patiently, this is accepted with the Most High. Why? Because if you do and you get punished for it, nobody's gonna commend you for taking your punishment quietly. You're supposed to. You did something wrong. Okay? But if you're doing something right and you're being punished for it, but you're enduring it, guess what? That's when, people are going to commend you. All right? That's what's going to be acceptable to the Most High. For example, Yahushua. When Yahushua came on the earth as Yahushua, he didn't do any wrong. Okay? He didn't sin as Yahushua. So when he was being buffeted, when he was being crucified and all of that, all right, it was acceptable to the Most High. All right? And it's something that is like, it's hard to do because you're suffering for righteousness. Okay? As opposed to somebody who might be suffering because they stole something or they killed somebody. Verse 21. For even hereunto were ye called, because Hamashiach also suffered for us, leaving us an example that ye should follow his steps. Alright? So following Yahushua's steps, keep that in mind. Was Yahushua out there talking about, hey man, let me get my hands on these Romans, man. Hey man, I'm gonna grab you Romans by the neck and I'm gonna snap it, I'm gonna cut it off, and he wasn't talking that talk because he knew that, look, you know what? It's not my time to do this right now. They asked Yahushua, basically, should we pay taxes? He said, who's physical? Our power is in our wisdom, is in how we move. So we're using Yahushua as an example now. That you don't go look for fights, especially with somebody you're not going to win against. We know ultimately we're going to get the victory against Esau, but we're going to get the victory at the right time. If you try to pick a fight at the wrong time, you're going to lose. All right? You got to use wisdom. Yes, the cop that pulled you over is an Edomite, but he's an Edomite in power right now. And the Lord hasn't ordained it to where we're taking him down right now. So yes, he's an Edomite and he's beneath you, but you're picking a fight at the wrong time. Use the most powerful weapon you have right now, which is your wisdom, and deal with him cordially. Because if you had the physical power, you could get out of that situation, but you don't have the physical power, so you might end up getting shot or arrested. So use the power you have, which is wisdom, and you will still get out of the situation. Alright, that's the example Yahushua left for us. When they picked up stones to stone Yahushua, they tried to stone Yahushua, but you didn't see Yahushua jump into, a 59-year-old kung fu master artist and try to beat up the Pharisees and the scribes. Alright, he didn't do all of that. Because he left us that example to be what? To be wise as serpent. Use this. Okay? Use this. They annoyed him, but he didn't get angry and he wasn't saying all that. And he knows he can, but he didn't say all of that. He committed himself to the Most High because he knew that, you know what, Father, you've put this into place and I have to go through this. So I'm gonna just be quiet and go through. Alright, officer, you know what I'm saying? I'll make sure it doesn't happen next time. It might vex you in the spirit, but if you go and curse him out, you might end up in the worst position and you will wish you would have just taken the ticket. Alright? Verse 24. Oh wow, I'm in wow, that's crazy. I'm in 1 Peter the 2nd chapter. Alright, that's crazy. Hey, that's the spirit. I'm in 1 Peter the 2nd chapter. I thought I was in 1 Peter the 4th chapter. But I ended off in this chapter and I hit the last verse in 1 Peter the 4th chapter. Hey, but that's how the spirit works, man. Alright, so hey, that shows you Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai wanted me to bring out this information right here. Alright, because usually I would have picked up on it like, whoa, I'm in the wrong chapter. Alright, but the spirit says, nah, I want you to be in this chapter reading this and breaking this down, okay? Because that's what I want to come out. So that's why the Lord blocked me from recognizing who his own self bare our sins in his own body on the tree, alright, that we, which is the cross, okay, that we being dead to sin should live unto righteousness, by whose stripes we are healed. For ye were as sheep going astray, but are now returned unto the shepherd and bishop of your souls, and not as a leopard-skinned Israelite, but as a true Israelite in spirit and in truth, man. Okay, so now let's go to 1 Peter chapter 4, and we're going to hit it at verse 17. It says, for the time has come that judgment must begin at the house of the Most High. And if it first begin at us, what shall be the end of them that obey not the gospel? Alright, so the judgment is going to begin at us, and the judgment is not going, you leopard-skinned Israelites, man, you ain't going to be covered, man. You're not going to escape the judgment. The Spirit searcheth all things, and the Spirit is going to see right through your ass. Spiritual discernment, but we can't see everything as the Spirit can. Alright, so you try to be a leopard-skinned Israelite, you try to B'Shem Yahushai. Alright, But just because you're on a good roll with Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai does not give you an excuse, all right, to go and do what you want. All right, we are all subject to the Most High. The scriptures say, be subject to the higher power. Well, who is the highest power? The Most High, man. As I was saying, you got a lot of these people that they do a lot of wickedness, but when the day comes when it's like all eyes are on them, that's when they are holy. Everybody's holy now. The Most High don't deal that way, man. Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai don't deal that way, so don't even try to pull that. Okay? But anyway, I'll end it off here, Lord willing. This was edifying unto the elect. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, B'Hashem Yahushai, B'Hashem Rechak Wadash. Salakia if the feed was choppy, all right, or, you know, if you could hear me, but the video wasn't up to speed. You know, Satan always tries to mess with it, you know, while I do the third party, because, you know, YouTube is you know, causing problems. You know, here it is. YouTube gonna tell you got to hit 1,000 subs, all right, to live stream. You hit 1,000 subs, and oh, we got to give it a couple weeks for the service to render, and then make sure the algorithms are good. Hey, you know how Esau is, man. But hey,